Welcome back to Daventry. There we see Kirsty-Lee Davies. And she's going to be taking on Amy Beauchamp. This is a quarter-final of the Ladies British Open. Race of 5, match clock of 30 minutes. We already know Harriet Haynes is out. So this is the number 2 and number 3. It's not a seeded tournament, so that's why they've bumped into each other in this quarter-final, because they've had to come through the groups. So these are the 2 big guns left in this competition. I'm Tony Holgate, and joining me in the commentary box is the legend herself, Barbara Taylor. Welcome, Barbara.
Hey, Tony. Nice to be back in the hot seat. This is seems to be getting too much of a regular occurrence, doing commentary rather than being out there, but on my performances I'm not surprised, but I'm really excited to be doing some comms on this match.
Well, you know plenty about both of these ladies. One of them you played as well the other evening.
Watched.
Well, you watched, yes, she did play extremely well, to be fair to Kirsty.
She's queuing and playing so well at the moment, yeah.
So go on, take a pick.
To be fair, I actually did commentary on Amy's first match, and I thought she got off to a slow start, and I think I say a slow start, I think because she's got her fingers in different pies, because she's been going to America and she's been playing on the American style. I just feel that Kirsty looks a bit more settled quicker, so I'm probably going to go for Kirsty.
Well, you've put up a good argument, but there's no doubt these 2 very, very talented ladies. It is hard to choose between the pair of them because they're both great potters and finishers. They're both champions in their own right.
I think to be fair as well, these 2 are going to be vying for 1 and 2 spot at the end of the year, but they are at that standard where it is literally a top of the table clash. Yeah. So it's almost a coin toss as who can get firing the quickest, especially in a race to 5 as well.
Absolutely right. This is such a big match, though. You would expect the winner of this should go on to get to the final, and then you look at the other half of the draw, you can pick out Danielle Randall, who's back after becoming a mum, and Mary Talbot, also a very classy performer in her own right. And it's Kirsty-Lee who gets the first frame in very quick style.
Looking very comfortable. Very comfortable. I think, like you say, the field and the players that are left, like I say, you've got, obviously it's great to see Danielle back, but I think Mary, as a new student to the game, obviously from the snooker background, I think every time you see her, she's showing improvements as well, and she's going to be knocking on the door. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one, but I do feel that you've got to be saying that the winner of this match has got to be the favourite on paper to take the title at the British Open this year.
And there is Amy, up and ready to break off in frame 2. Two steely-eyed competitors. And what's she done? It's a great split as well. Just look at the break, but lost the cue ball. She will not be happy at all. It's gone straight in as well, so it's all on Amy, that one.
I think she's going to be more disappointed at looking at the split of the table. And again, when your opponent does that, and they clear it to take out a good clearance and they're settled, you really do want to be able to be responding straight away almost, but I don't think that's the best first shot in the world I've seen from Kirsty.
No, she wanted to just move that yellow down the table, but just took her eye off what she was doing with the cue ball. Now she's got an awkward one here. Yeah, nasty shot. Yep, I wouldn't like playing that either.
No.
And Amy gets a reprieve.
And this is just exactly what she was hoping. You just need to get your hand on the table. A good, strong response. And I think this is going to be the first of the year in terms of many this year that these two are going to have, that battle-wise.
Yeah, sort of El Clásicos, Barcelona against Real Madrid sort of,
Yeah.
sort of battles. But this will be probably one of the very few. Oh my word, Amy! And Amy's gone in off. I was just about to say that this is going to be one of the few times it'll be a quarter final when these two are playing each other. But that's incredible.
Again, I just think maybe because of the slightly awkward queuing, she's just got into it just that bit too much. But again, she's probably going to be thinking, wow, it's such a bit of a newbie, not a newbie mistake, but it's not a difficult one. Might be a little tight, but there's still plenty of time in this match for Amy to put a run together, because you would fully expect Kirsty to be taking these out now.
Yeah, and it's also going to be Kirsty's break in the next frame as well. Just to roll this red in, it's going to be a roll with the black down the cushion.
I think I would have preferred leaving the cut rather than bridging over the yellow, but
Yeah, this isn't as bad as what the shot she had to play earlier.
No.
Little wriggle though. Wiped its feet, but in it goes, and Kirsty-Lee Davies now leads 2-0 against Amy Beauchamp. As we look at the arena, these are the men's matches being played. You see Chris Melling over there on the right hand side of your pitch on table 14. He's got to be now one of the favourites to take down this British Open. Of course, after this ladies encounter, we'll be having a small break, but we will be back at 5 p.m. for the conclusion of the British Open and the ladies British Open. So make sure you know not to miss that. Yeah, it's a great event, and it's a lovely place to play here as well.
Oh, it's a great venue. Hotel's lovely. The whole setup is really good. And,
well, it's nice when you play in the hotel because, you know, in between your matches as a player, you know, you play a match, you know what, you've got like 2 or 3 hours off. You can go back to your room, you can chill out, you know, you can freshen up, go and get a bite to eat. You know, when you're playing in the big pool venues where it's not a hotel, and your hotel's set, let's say, a couple of miles away, you can't really do that. You've got to sit around in the venue all day. You tend to get jaded and fatigued.
I think this is where I think there is an advantage, though. Obviously, like you say, ultimate pool, their scheduling is pretty much set. You're never on before the set time.
Well, the match clocks help.
The match clocks obviously help, but at least you do know that exactly what time you've got. Yeah. So you've got the choice is yours. You just need to prepare and plan better rather than do what most pool players do and just wing it.
Yeah.
So, Kirsty straight back in here. I was on the table next to her, one of her other games earlier, and she's just making it look so easy at the moment. It's as if she's not even having to think. She's obviously been playing that much pool. Obviously she had a big match last weekend, but the composure that she's showing, she's not really looking like she's having to think about anything. She's just on autopilot. It's great to watch.
Yeah, such a smooth cueist. She's actually looking to try and get the cue ball into the gap of those two yellows and leave the long red into the top corner. No, is the answer to that.
Well,
but you don't want to be on the cushion now. We can see that the red passes into the middle pocket, but how's she going to get on that last red?
I think she's going to have to aim for the gap in between the two yellows that are nearest to the black, yeah. And she's going to have to take that red long up into the top right. I think that's the only shot she's got, really.
Well, I think this is a big price for her to get out here. You know, if I was a bookmaker, I'd be up in the 20 to 1s.
Yeah, she was never going to be able to.
So you can see what she's looking at now. She can't see the red, so she's going to come off the side cushion and try and kick that red into the top left-hand corner. She's looking at her angle. So all or nothing here. And it's going to be nothing for Kirsty-Lee.
Now then, Amy.
But this is surely routine, this, for Amy. But we thought the last one was.
Yeah, but you say routine, but you've been sitting there, which is fine, but you're also 2-0 down, and you're wanting to basically say, right, I'm actually here, I'm in this match, and you know I'm not going to let you run away with this. So there is a little bit more on it, but you would expect Amy to just, if you were in your local club, you'd be eating these for breakfast, wouldn't you?
So routine then.
Yeah.
The long way round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. I mean, you know, we're talking because of all the experience, you know, that's out there with the both of them. You know, they've been here 1,000 times. They've played in this arena. They've played in all these TV matches. So it's not like the surroundings are new, but it's what's on it.
Yeah, and also, pool players are not machines. It looks really, really easy, but when you take all the other factors into consideration, sometimes all of a sudden the easiest of clearance starts to look difficult, and you're actually seeing problems that aren't necessarily there. So you've just got to stay focused and like I say.
Yeah, that's how you are psychologically in yourself.
Yeah. I like the way she's literally picking her spots, though. She's just taking that little bit of extra time. She's having a little walk round. She's just making sure.
Well, yeah, because at the moment she's probably a little bit annoyed with herself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she's thinking, do not do that again.
Yeah.
Finally, Amy gets one on her side of the scoreboard.
Yeah, she's not going to be... that's a nice settler, but she's not going to be impressed at the moment, I think, inside.
No. No, she's very professional with her approach and everything about her game. You know, and also being a perfectionist, as both of them are. She'll still be thinking, how the heck did I do what I did 2 frames ago?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we're all capable of doing it. I mean, I think it's great because one of the things I find when I'm watching the guys is it drives me mad that they don't seem to throw one of them in every now and again, and it's.
Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about some of the big boys, but they make it look, and I just think it's. For somebody learning and watching, it's nice for them to realise that it does happen, you know, even to the best of us.
Yeah, it certainly does. What tends to happen is the best of the best players just do it less. They all do it. It's how many times you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, Amy, very quickly back at the table. We'll be very keen to level things up. She pots a long yellow. So it's 2 at the top there.
I do think with the right angle, I do think that the one that's closest to the red does go into the corner. I don't know whether she's actually right there now, to be honest with you. No? Well, maybe she needs to disturb them. She didn't have to screw that back, because if she plays into them, she's going to push that red towards the yellow. Oh, she's worked those out lovely. She's nice little delicate shots there, little stun shots. She's picked them off really nice. I think she would have liked to have drawn that one back a little bit further, but I think she's got enough to be able to stun that out. Oh.
Just a bit out of position.
Kirsty looking on eagerly here. Oh, she's played that well.
Great shot there from Amy. And she can just snip this into the middle now and land on the black in the opposite centre. Cue ball's going to roll into that red. She can hit it full ball or just half ball. Be fine. Oh!
She stole too much at the pocket.
Well, Amy, she will be fuming with that one.
Very small margins, but very frustrating.
I think she's just keen to guide the cue ball into that red court.
Yeah.
To be straight on the black one. She didn't really need to be.
Yeah.
There you are, Kirsty-Lee. Leaving that shot there. She knows you can't cut it back. It's too thin to get back in the middle, surely. And it is, I'd say. But what can she do? Could she play the yellow off the jaw, sort of off the knuckle? Go corner, and she's going to go straight across. We don't get on the black here. And she didn't hit it.
Wow.
So ball in hand now for Kirsty-Lee.
This will be a sickener for Amy if Kirsty takes these out now.
Yeah, the thing is that Amy played such a good shot to give herself the chance to win the frame, and then to miss that. I mean, you're really going to beat yourself up a bit. I would. I'd been absolute in bits.
Like I said, even navigating that little cluster that was by the red up the top as well, there was a couple of really nice little stun shots, really controlled, especially on the fast cloth on the stream table. You know, she just took out the clearance. She had the one loose shot, recovered so well, and then, yeah, I think she's inside. She'll be fuming, absolutely fuming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this red, black to follow for Kirsty-Lee Davies, and she will get herself into a 3-1 lead. 2 from home. And in it goes. She pushes 2 clear once again. Well, all smiles in that corner of the room. And there we are, look at the arena. And that's what we've got coming next. Stevie Dempsey and Sean Story in the round of 16. And that'll be coming up right after this. It won't be a break. Look forward to that. Clash of 2 greats of the game. Talking about greats of the game, Amy Beauchamp With a shake of the head. Things not going too well.
Oh,
Kirsty-Lee did put a shoulder into that one.
and the white was stopped from going in,
Yeah.
and then the yellow was kicked into the same pocket. White was going straight in there, look. Wow.
Is anybody interested out just outside the arena in the British Open? Cole Bedford, Chris Manning, but they're 2-2 at the moment. That's in a classic match there. Shane Thompson trailing Rob McCulloch 2-1. Josh Kane trailing Christy Caulfield 2-1. Scott Pope 3, Zach Cooper 2. Kevin George 1 behind. Sean Sharkey, he leads 3-2. Jordan Shepherd 1 down against Carl Sutton. And Callum Singleton is 2 down against Michael Hope. That's just a quick update for you in the main British Open. Anyway, back to Kirsty-Lee Davies here in the Ladies British Open in this massive clash of the two great players. Kirsty-Lee's trying to get herself onto the hill. The winner of this match will become a very big favourite to lift the title. It's that black ball, isn't it, Barbara?
Yeah, I think
Where would you like to land on the last yellow to get to it?
I've been wanting to leave the white ball where that yellow is into the middle and just playing the double on the black. I'd be playing the reverse double.
Well, she's looking at being very, very precise and playing it down the rail. Now this is going to take some fancy cueing, because if you leave, it's quite easy to leave this short.
I think if the reverse double was on, I would fancy that more than trying to land in this very small gap and nailing it down the rail. But she's obviously feeling so confident.
I mean, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot. You know, it looks like that's easy. No, it's not. That's
No.
that's not much room. And this is a tough ball. Oh, look
Wow.
at that! Absolute precision play from Kirsty-Lee Davies. That was fantastic.
Yep. No
4-1.
question.
Oh, sublime. Just look at just hugs the rail all the way down. That was absolutely inch perfect. Brilliant shot. And Amy Beauchamp is now in trouble.
Yeah,
She's
you've
had a couple of chances,
you've got to think it's obviously a long way back now for her.
but she is
More
one
than
of
capable.
one of the top pros, and she's been in these positions before. She knows how to manage herself.
Yeah.
She knows how to she's won matches from behind.
Yeah.
Plenty. But it's against Kirsty-Lee Davies.
And can she remove the mistakes that are obviously...
And can she hope Kirsty-Lee Davies starts missing some
Well,
or
Yeah.
having a bad break?
well, that's the problem. I mean, normally, concentration-wise, you do have a period where you sort of... You can switch off slightly, but at the moment, Kirsty's ruthless.
And
And
she doesn't want a dry break. And Amy trudges back with a wry smile, thinking it's not my day.
I must admit, I was thinking when the way the balls were split for Kirsty in the last one, she is having the nicer split on the balls, the easier, but she's still got to take them out. And some of the shots she's played have just been unbelievable. So it's a thoroughly deserved 4-1, but
Yeah.
it could have been a lot closer if Amy had took her
Absolutely.
chances as well. You know. Just wondering, obviously she's taking yellows, but what's the plan going to be for the one by the black?
I would say, for me, if I was playing now, if I could hit the ball in a straight line, I'd want to get on the yellow that's near the right centre. I'd want an angle on that to screw over and kick into it. If you kick off the side rail and kick the black away from that yellow, even if you don't quite land on that yellow, you should land on one of the other two as well.
Yeah.
So it just gives yourself a bit more of a a percentage.
Yeah.
But we weren't expecting Kirsty to miss that. Now that's not bad.
No.
So you look at the yellow and the black. The red nearest to the black will go off that yellow into that corner, and that will free that up. But you'd have to play it first before the one that's on the cushion. That's
Yes.
the problem. So you really want to have a perfect angle.
Yeah, because it's not because of the yellow that's on the bottom rail. It's not as if you can screw into that, you know, and push it across towards the right hand side, because obviously.
The thing is, it's going to be left till last by the looks of it.
I don't think she
You
wanted
don't
to
want to be
come
doing
that
it now.
far. Yeah, I don't think she wanted to come that far back. I think she wanted to leave an angle off of this ball in the middle.
Yes. I don't know. This is a bit in the lap of the gods here, because it's a second red as well, the one that's on the rail, and she's not hit it hard enough. In fact, that's probably a better result than that going in, to be fair.
Well, yeah, because obviously it hadn't freed the black up. But
Look at the loss of turn here. If Kirsty can just get to that yellow that's next to the black, dropping Amy's red,
Yeah.
leave the cue ball stuck to the 8 ball.
But again, even if she doesn't, and even if she can see the red up there, she will be blocking the path for the black. And yeah, that's a great shot.
Wow. That's not very nice, is it, to do?
No.
God, that's
evil.
that is that is a really nasty position to be left in. And I'll tell you what, Amy's done brilliantly there to come out and hit the red. Give her credit where credit's due. That was a great out, but there's nothing she can do about it now, though, as all the yellows are free. Kirsty-Lee Davies has light at the end of the tunnel. She wants to get on the one on the bottom rail first. Didn't want to be on the one next to the black first, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But she'd have rather been on the one going down the rail. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's an element of a safety net of having the yellow that's in front of the black.
And again, this is the beauty of being 4-1 up. Because if you're not 4-1 up, you're not playing that shot.
No, you're not.
You'd be rerouting and coming back to that in a minute.
I think I'll take the yellow off the blue spot now, long
Yeah.
into the corner, bring the cue ball right up to the top rail. Played it well. I wouldn't have liked to play that on this such a slick cloth.
It is, yeah.
You know, with the ball over the bag, and all you got to do
Yeah.
is just get into that too much, and you're
ping.
halfway down the
Yeah,
table.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have to say, Kirsty-Lee Davies' control with the cue ball in this match has been
Yeah.
phenomenal.
From day one, from
Yeah,
the very
from
start.
day one, yeah.
she's had
Absolutely.
it spot on.
She's turned up, that's for sure. And this black ball to put out Amy Beauchamp, and down it goes.
Wow.
And a fantastic performance from Kirsty-Lee Davies. Absolutely brilliant. She will go through to the semi-finals later this evening. Congratulations to Amy Beauchamp.